I'm back. We're looking at Unit 3 practice test questions for WAMAP. I thought I could fit 3 questions onto one recording, but that was getting too long, so I'm making it just 2. We're going to look at the number 3 on the screen, and it's 12 times x minus 5 minus 6 is equal to 30x minus 210. So 12 times x minus 5 minus 6 is equal to 30x minus 210. And we have to solve for x. So this is an order of operations problem. And when we do those, I like to just pick out all the operations. There's multiplication here, and it's not written, so that's kind of easy to forget about. There's another one here, and subtraction. So this has 5 operations we need to think about. And we need to be thinking about PEMDAS, right? All right, so first we've got parentheses here. These are the only ones, so we have to start in there. And x minus 5, we can't actually do anything with that, so what do we do? The solution is to distribute the 12 over these 2 elements and then work with that. So we got 12 times x, which is 12x, and 12 times negative 5, which is negative 60. And then we've got minus 6. Okay, 12x minus 60 minus 6. And that's equal to 30x minus 210. We're going to work the left side and combining like terms, and we're going to then try to isolate x and see what x is. All right, so next step is to combine negative 60 with negative 6, and that's going to give us a lot of negativity. It's negative 66. So the signs are the same, just keep that negative sign. 12x is 12x. And that's going to be equal to 30x minus 210. Okay. So what we want to do now is move all the constants, all the numbers to the right side of the equation, and move all the variables, all the x's to the left. All right, and so the way we do that is just through elimination. So we use the inverse operation and the same number. So all you have to do is pick the operation. So that operation's right here. Subtraction. Inverse of subtraction is addition, and the inverse of multiplication is division. So we're going to take the inverse, which is addition, and we're going to add 66, right? We want to get this number off of this side, and we have to add 66 over here because we added 66 here. We're going to add 66 to negative 210. Negative 66 and 66, they become 0, so we're left with just 12x on the left, and that's equal to 30x. And then we've got negative 210, positive 66. The signs are different, so we take the difference between the two. I'm going to do that right here, 210 minus 66, and borrow 1 here. 10 minus 6 is 4. Borrow 1 from the 2, leaving 1. We've got 10 here. 10 minus 6 is 4. 1 minus 0 is 1. So we've got 144, and the bigger of these two numbers is 210, and it's negative, so it's going to be negative 144. Okay, so we're almost there. Let's use a different color. Now we want to move the x's, put all the x's together. So we want to get rid of this one, and to do that, this is positive 30x. We're going to combine it with negative 30x, and then we also have to put negative 30x on the other side. So these two cancel each other out, leaving 0, and we've got negative 144. And 12x minus 30x, we've got different signs. That's positive 12, negative 30. So we're going to take the difference between those two numbers, and that's 18. 30 minus 12 is 18. And the larger number, 30, has a negative sign, so we're going to keep that sign. Negative 18x, that's equal to negative 144. Now this is a lot of negativity, so I'm going to suggest we multiply both sides by -1. And that'll just flip the -1 times -18x gives us positive 18x, right? And then -1 times -144 gives us 144. And we just perform the same operation, right? And it doesn't matter what operation. If you perform the same operation on both sides, it will still be a true statement. These will still be equal. And whenever you are asked to solve for x, they mean literally x. They don't mean negative x. You want to solve for positive x. And we were headed in a direction where we would be solving for negative x. So we just multiplied both sides by -1 and ended up with a positive x value. So now we've got 18 times x. So we take the inverse of multiplication, which is division, and the number's right there for us. We take 18. We have to divide both sides by 18. 18 divided by 18 is 1, leaving 1x, which we call x. And that's equal to 144 divided by 18. Now, you might recognize 144 is a perfect square. It's divisible by 12 evenly. So that might give you a hint as to what, how many times 18 will go into 144. Anyway, you have to start by guessing. 18 will go into 144. 18 is almost 20, and 144 is almost 140. So 18 should go in there about 7 times. But I'm thinking 8 will work. So let's try it. Actually, now I'm thinking 9's going to work nicely. So another thing I just did was to calculate 9 times 8. Oh, that's 72. Well, let's just go ahead and see. So it really is just a guess. If you think 18 will go into 144 7 times, you can try it. So 7 times 8 is 56, carry the 5. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 5 is 12. And that leaves how much left over? Borrow 1 from here. We get 3, 14, 8. 3 minus 2 is 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0. That left 18, so this really would have gone one more time. 8 times. So that will be our answer. X is equal to 8. And if we plug 8 back in up here, we can try that out and see if that works. So let's bring that down here. 12 times x minus 5 minus 6 is equal to 30 times x minus 210. All right. And so let's change colors. We're going to substitute 8 in for the x. So 12 times 8 minus 5 minus 6 is equal to 30 times 8 minus 210. So now we can do the proper PEMDAS. 8 minus 5 is 3. So 12 times 3 minus 6 is going to give us 36 minus 6. That's 30. I'm running out of room, so I'm just going to do 2 operations at once. And then 30 times 8, what's 8 times 3 or 3 times 8? That's 200, that's 24 with an extra 0, 240, minus 210, and that's also equal to 30. So 30 is equal to 30, so that's our correct answer. X is equal to 8. I'll put that in here. And when you're doing your questions at WAMAP, don't bother trying to prove it's correct. You probably won't have enough time. But I just want to show you that it's possible to verify. Just run back through the steps. All right, so one more for this video. I think doing 2 per video is going to work out fine. So we have x over 7 plus 2 is equal to 9. And we're solving for x. All right, so this one I think will be a little bit easier, except it does have a fraction. All right, so same as always, we're combining like terms. We're looking to put those together somehow. We're going to subtract 2 from both sides. And that gets rid of this, leaving x over 7. And that's equal to 9 minus 2, which is 7. So now what do we do? You guys remember inverse operations? What's happening to the x right now? What's happening to the x? It's being divided, isn't it? So we've got the inverse of addition is subtraction, and the inverse of multiplication is division. We've got division going on, division by 7. So we're going to do the inverse, which is multiplication, and we're going to multiply that x by 7. We're going to multiply this by 7, and we have to multiply both sides by that. So we've got 7 times x over 7. Well, that's going to give us 7x over 7. And then we can eliminate 7 over 7 will give us 1. That leaves x. And that's going to be equal to 7 times 7, which is 49. So x should be equal to 49. If we plug that back in up here, does that work? 49 over 7 plus 2, is that equal to 9? 49 over 7 is equal to 7 over 1, which is equal to 7, plus 2 is indeed equal to 9. So there we have it. We'll put x is equal to 49. Okay, awesome. That's the end of this video, and I'll cover the next 2 in the next video. More fractions. Stay tuned.